Hello, this is training log for day 7 of my winter training cycle. So this today was a board climbing session, quite similar to my max projecting sessions where I have 20 minutes on a boulder. If I send it, good. If I don't, move on. And then doing 4 boulders for obviously that 20 minutes each. So let's go and get into the training clips. All right, so moving into the first boulder here. So this is skate shoes. I'll real quick put this that all these boulders are at 45 degrees and they're all V7s on the TB2. So this one right here is skate shoes. This was the one that I tried the last session. And I dry fire off the final hold, kind of similar to that climb to that right there. So I got a really good warm up in. I tried a lot of the newer boulders and on this gym and then hopped on the board. But yeah, so I literally came to this climb, tried the crux move once. And then obviously that's my second try. That was my first try, and this here's my second try. And surprisingly, I was actually able to get it here on this try. Really, really happy about that, because this one gave me a lot of trouble last session. But if you realize, I do have some new gear working. So I got the Evolve Phantoms, and they are amazing. They're very tight because obviously they're brand new, and this is my first session in them. But I felt that first session I was already able to climb better than I did last session in my older shoes, which is crazy because usually it takes some time to get used to shoes, but I felt really good right off the bat with these, which is sick. So moving into the second boulder here. So the first boulder was really quick, so I just threw on the 5 minutes rest and moved into the second boulder. This one's another V7. This one actually this is actually the only boulder I wasn't able to figure out this session. There's just this move here. It's just a really strange move. You kind of have to do a little, like a talon move where you have to get your toe around the hold to hit that wooden hold. And this one actually gave me the most trouble the whole session out of all the 7s I tried. So yeah, but yeah, the Phantoms are insane. They really fit my foot shape for the first time out of any shoes I've tried. Tried a lot of Scarpas, a lot of Sportivas, and they never really worked. Here I did a heel, which worked, but I don't think heels are allowed on TB2. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure they're not allowed on tension boards. So I then went ahead and went back to the toe. And this was me working out that final section. Super high right foot, and then a bump to match in. Which works. So yeah. What else do I want to talk about? The finger's feeling really healthy. The pinky. I'm still taping it just to be safe for now, but I think pretty soon I'm gonna stop taping it and just see how that goes. Probably the start of next week, I think I'll not tape it. For my weighted hangs tomorrow or Thursday, I think I will still tape it, but then coming out of my 5 days rest on my trip, I think I will go ahead and tape it up just to see where I'm at. So yeah. This is me trying this move a bunch of times. It's just a really physical position where the right hand is pretty bad. It's actually my first time using the big blob pinch on this board, and at 45 degrees, it's hard to get a lot out of it. It's obviously a pretty decent sloper, but once this was probably my best try of the day where I held on, but I hit it with 3 fingers on the left hand instead of the full half crimp. Sorry, the all 4 with the half crimp, and then I wasn't able to get high enough to get that foot on, which made it tough. I give this one a bunch of burns, and I was just really trying to get something going here, but it was just super, super tough. But yeah, so today, I think the biggest takeaway from today is that I think the V7s were a little bit too easy for me. I was able to do 3 out of the 4 climbs I tried today, which is insane, and a lot of them way under that 20-minute mark. So I think next week I might jump up to V8s and see how that goes. I don't really know. It's kind of hard, but I think I might jump up to that V8 and at least try some, even if they're not even if it doesn't go very well, it'd still be good to try some just to really get that next grade. So this right here is the next climb I was trying. This one is actually really, really cool. I really enjoyed it, but it took me a while to figure out this bottom sequence. I really wanted to not have to just sit on my arm, but you kind of just have to. So This here's my first burn. Hit this light right, but then I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. Go to this, go back to this. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And yeah, it's kind of an exploratory burn. Try to figure out what's going on here. So I think this right here might be where I cracked it. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, this climb I actually really enjoyed. My only slight gripe with it is that after I figured out this bottom sequence, I thought the rest of the climb was much easier than this bottom sequence. Right, because after this you just have a little crimp ladder and then you're pretty much done. So yeah. Yeah, I think next week I'll try a couple V8s, maybe just on the first two boulders, because although you're supposed to send the boulders, technically in this session, I'm supposed to send 2 boulders. Like that's what I'm aiming for, is to send 2 out of the 4, but what's kind of been happening is that I haven't really sent any boulders unless it's the second day of trying it. Like I'll come back on the next week and come and like just do it really quickly after finding out the beta. Because I find that it kind of takes me most of that 20 minutes to find a really good sequence and to dial it in. And then towards the end, I just get a little bit in a tough position. So there you go. I got the send on that third boulder there. So I sent boulders 1 and 3 already at this point. And that one I think was also, the first one was literally the second try. This one I think took me about 13, 15 minutes, something in there. So it was a good difficulty where it took me most of the time. This climb, another 7 that I felt was pretty easy figure eight. I think I could have gotten a bit quicker than I did, but it was just really good just to slowly figure out all the moves. I probably could have flashed this climb. This is my flash burn here, but I was going for this stupid drop. I went for this drop knee just to try to break it a little bit, but I found out quickly that it's not the way of going about this climb. You want to just go with the back flag. So yeah, here's me trying that move in ISO now because I realized that was obviously not the right thing to do. But yeah, so I think for this session, the thing I did really well was I tried really hard, and I think I was very strong for this session. Like I felt really, really good in terms of strength and in terms of like being able to try hard. I think the biggest thing is I just didn't have a lot of mindfulness, which I mean isn't the worst thing in the world. I'd much rather try hard than think and really reflect on every move, but I think that was one thing that might have suffered a little bit in the session. The only reason why that's a bad thing is that on these max prior checking sessions, this is kind of the main time that I have to do hard moves and refine them. I also obviously have my power endurance session, which I use as a really good like kind of technique focused day. But so here's the second burn from the ground, and boom, I hit its second burn from the ground. Super, super good. So yeah, sick. So then here, I'm at the end. Since I'd set 3 of the 4 boulders and I hadn't really climbed for that long, I went ahead and threw back up Categorical, which is the 7 that I really struggled on last week. And I'm going to just show you the best burn I did. I only spent 10 minutes on this climb, so literally like 3 or 4 burns. So this was the best burn I had, where it felt really tight in the feet. And then this right here is the drop knee move that's been giving me a lot of trouble. And I felt like I actually touched the hole for the first time. And I think that it is possible. It's just really, really hard for my box to fit in that move. So yeah, I think I pull back on here, but it's kind of futile. That one burn really felt like the best that I could do that day. You know, it kind of, yeah. I thought that was like, felt really strong on that. It was good. And this time I just threw I've just been trying so much different beta. So, but yeah, I just wanted to go back to that because I technically did try 5th climb today, but just only for 10 minutes because I sent the other one so quick. I felt like I had enough power in the tank. Yeah, so that was the session today. It was good. I tried really hard, and I was able to send 3 new 7s, whereas last week I only sent 2. So that's a pretty good increase, and I also got them much quicker. Like last week, it pretty much took me the whole 20 minutes to get a send. I feel like this week I really got it quite quickly. I think I'm really starting to understand the tension style quite quickly, because it's one of those things where I have a lot of strength. I just didn't really understand the style last week, where now that I'm coming back to it, I'm kind of picking it up quite quickly, which is nice. I'm kind of getting back into the groove of board climbing because I did do quite a bit last winter as well on the TB1. and it is a quite different style than normal bouldering. But yeah, the biggest takeaway is just I think I just want to try some V8s next week. I don't really think I did enough falling this session. I think I did a lot of moves, and a lot of the moves felt far too easy. The boulders in total took me a while, but I think the moves felt a little bit easy for the session. I think I want to pump it up and really try really, really hard. One thing that isn't really in this training protocol that I would like to maybe somehow factor in the future is like an actual projecting session. Instead of just like these short 20-minute windows, having a longer time to just try one boulder, maybe a few times a week, just like, half an hour this day, half an hour this day, and multiple days back to like where I can try one boulder, because it would be nice to get a V9 under my belt on the bouldering walls, which I think I could definitely do if I spent enough time. It's just like, it's hard to give that much time and that much like effort when I don't know if it's the best for training purposes. I don't think it is. I think instead the best for training is what I've been doing, which is kind of sampling a lot of different climbs that are just under limit and try to get a lot of hard moves under me versus like a few really, really hard moves. Because yeah, I don't know. It's something to think about in the future, but I think that currently this setup, I just don't have enough time, or I don't really have it anywhere. It doesn't really fit in anywhere to like kind of project a single climb, which I think is interesting. I think something I could do is maybe take 40 minutes on a climb. So instead of having 4 climbs a day, have 40 minutes on one climb and then 20 minutes on 2 other ones. So then I'm only doing 3 climbs, but still the same length or something like that, where I have a little bit more time to work on a single climb and really dial in some moves, because at the end of the day, that's what outside climbing is going to be. It's going to be more time, more dialing, more trying, more falling, which I think will be a little bit better in the future. But yeah, so I've got my power endurance session on Thursday with max hangs before that. That would be good to do. I'll get some good footage of that finally. I haven't recorded that session yet. I'm going to try to bump the weight quite a bit. I've been doing those hangs with plus 35 pounds. I'm going to try to do plus 40 pounds next week and see how I'm feeling. I think I should be able to do it. My fingers are feeling strong, like really, really strong. So yeah, I'm happy with how this is going. I'm really feeling good and just ready to keep training.